Rule 1110, Prosecution of Criminal Action. How criminal action are instituted? In Section 1, criminal action are initiated in two main ways. First, by filing a complaint. As a complaint is a sworn written statement accusing someone of an offense, usually filed with the proper authority such as the prosecutor's office. By filing an information, a formal accusation prepared by the prosecutor and filed in court after a preliminary investigation. Who may file? Generally, the prosecutor initiates criminal action on behalf of the state for certain offenses such as those requiring filing complaint like adultery, concubinage. Only the offended party can file the case. There's a requisite of a complaint or information. So, a complaint or information must include the name of the accused, description if the name is unknown, then the designation of the offense, the act or omission constituting the offense, the date and place of the offense, a clear statement of the offended party, if applicable. Next is the venue. Venue, in Section 15, criminal cases must be filed in the court that has jurisdiction over the area where the offense was committed. So, the next is duplicity of duplicitous charges be prohibited, or duplicity of offense. A complaint or information must charge only one offense unless the law allows multiple charges in a single case, like a complex crimes. Next is prosecution of civil action. When someone commits a crime, they are not only criminally liable to the state but may also be civilly liable to the victim for damages, and Rule 111 explains how this civil action is handled. Reservation to file a separate civil action. In Section 1, the offended party or victim may reserve the right to file a civil action separately from the criminal case. The reservation must be made before the prosecution starts presenting its evidence in the criminal case and in the proper forum. When civil action is suspended, if a civil case is filed separately from the criminal case, the civil action is generally suspended until the criminal case is resolved. Extinguishment of civil liability. Civil liability is extinguished when the criminal action is dismissed or the accused is acquitted. If there was no wrongful act proven, a waiver, settlement, or payment of damages is made. Next is preliminary investigation. A preliminary investigation is an inquiry conducted to determine whether there is a probable cause to believe that a person has committed a crime. Who conduct a preliminary investigation? So, ang authority nga mo conduct is sa preliminary investigation is ang provincial or city jail, city prosecutor, and their assistants, judge of the municipal trial courts, and municipal circuit trial courts, other officer authorized by the law. When is preliminary investigations required? It is required for offense punishable by at least 4 years, 2 months, and 1 day of imprisonment without considering other penalties like fines. When a warrant of arrest may be issued. So, if probable cause is found, the prosecutor files an information in court. The judge then evaluates whether probable cause exists too. If the probable cause exists, issue a warrant of arrest or summon the accused to appear in court. Okay, then probable cause. Probable cause. What is probable cause? Probable cause means there is sufficient evidence to believe that the crime was committed and that the respondent is likely responsible. Next is inquest proceeding. If the accused is caught in the act or committing a crime, during a warrantless arrest, an inquest proceeding may replace a preliminary investigation. Rule 113, arrest. An arrest is the act of taking a person into custody in order to ensure that they are brought before the proper legal authority. How arrest is made? An arrest may be made by an actual restraint of the person by the person's submission to custody with or without a physical restraint. The officer making the arrest must inform the person of: first, the reason for the arrest and the authority to arrest, unless the person is caught in the act or flees. Arrest with a warrant. A warrant of arrest is issued by a judge after finding probable cause. In a case, the arresting officer must have the warrant in their possession, or at least show it to the accused after the arrest if requested. Arrest without a warrant. So, an arrest may be made without a warrant in the following situation. So, if the situation is like in flagrante delicto or caught in the act, when the person is committing or attempting to commit or has just committed a crime. Okay. The next is hot pursuit. Hot pursuit when offense has just been committed and the arresting officer has probable cause to believe that the person committed it. And next is escape in prison. When the person has escaped from prisons or lawful custody. Rule 114, bail. Bail is the security given by the accused to guarantee their appearance in court. Condition of bail. In Section 2, the accused, when guaranteed bail, agrees to the following conditions. So, mga conditions of bail: appear before the court whenever required. Next, number 2 is obey all court's order. And 3, avoid committing any crimes while on bail. 4, waive extradition if the accused leaves the country. Failure to comply with these conditions may result in the forfeiture of bail. When bail is a matter of right. Bail is a matter of right before conviction and offenses not punishable by reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment or death. When bail is a matter of discretion. Bail becomes a matter of discretion if the accused is charged with a crime punishable by reclusion perpetua, life imprisonment, or death, and the evidence of guilt is strong. Who may grant bail? Bail is granted by the court where the case is pending. In certain cases, a judge of another court may grant bail if the accused is detained and their jurisdiction and there is an urgent need for it. Cancellation of bail. Bail is cancelled when the case is dismissed, the accused is acquitted, the accused voluntarily surrenders and is placed in custody. Rule 115, right of the accused. The accused in a criminal case is guaranteed in several rights to protect them from unfair treatment and ensure a fair trial. Right to presume innocent. The accused is presumed innocent until their guilt is proven beyond reasonable doubt during the trial. Right to be informed of the nature of cause of the accusation. Right to be present at every stage of the trial, like arraignment, pre-trial, trial, and promulgation of judgment. Right to testify or not to testify. And the accused has option to testify in their own defense, refuse to testify, and such refusal cannot be used against them as evidence of guilt. Right to be confronted by witness. The accused has the right to cross-examine witnesses presented by the prosecution, challenge their testimony to ensure fairness, right to compulsory process for obtaining witnesses, right to speedy, impartial, and public trial, right to conceal. The accused has the right to be represented by a lawyer. If they cannot afford one, the court must assign a public attorney to assist them. Right to appeal. If the accused is convicted, they have the right to appeal the decision to a higher court of review. Next is waiver of rights. The accused may waive some of their rights, the right to be present at the trial or the right to testify. Rule 116, Arraignment and Plea. What's arraignment? Arraignment is the formal reading of the charges against the accused in open court. During arraignment, the accused is informed of the nature and cause of the accusation. The accused is asked to enter a plea, guilty or not guilty. When arraignment should be conducted. So the arraignment must take place within 30 days from the court's receipt of the case or from the date the accused is arrested or released on bail. The arraignment is conducted in open court. The accused must be presented and their plea must be made in person, except in certain cases where they are allowed to plead through the counsel, such as when charged with light offenses. Plea. During arraignment, the accused can enter any of the following pleas. First, not guilty. Not guilty is denying the charge and proceed to trial. Guilty, admitting the charge which may lead to immediate sentencing. And a conditional plea, entering a guilty plea but subject to condition such as plea bargaining, subject to court approval. When plea of not guilty is entered, if the accused refused to enter a plea or if the court finds that their plea is ambiguous or unresponsive, the court will automatically enter a plea of not guilty on their behalf. Failure to move to quash. If the accused fails to file a motion to quash a legal objection to the charges before entering a plea, they waive most of their objections except if the facts charged do not constitute with an offense, if the court lack of jurisdiction, if double jeopardy is involved. Plea bargaining. Plea bargaining, the accused may negotiate with the prosecution to plead guilty to lesser offense and exchange for a lighter penalty. Right of the accused during arraignment. The accused has the right following: to be present at the arraignment, to be assisted by the counsel, if necessary, to have the charge read and explain the language they understand. Motion to quash. A motion to quash is a legal remedy filed by the accused to question the validity of criminal complaint or information. If granted, it may lead to the dismissal of the case. What is motion to quash? So, motion to quash. A motion to quash is a written pleading submitting by the accused asking the court to invalidate the complaint or information for specific legal grounds. It must be filed before entering a plea. Non-waivable grounds. Even if the accused fails to file a motion to quash before arraignment, the following grounds can still be raised at any stage of the proceedings. First is the facts charged do not constitute with an offense. The court lacks jurisdiction over the offense charged. The court lacks jurisdiction over the person of the accused, and the double jeopardy. So double jeopardy, what is double jeopardy? Double jeopardy is the accused is being prosecuted for an offense for which they were already acquitted, convicted, or dismissed without their consent. When to file a motion to quash? Mas ata pwede makafile motion to quash if must be filed before the accused enters their plea during arraignment. Rule 118, pre-trial conference. The court is required to order a pre-trial conference after arraignment and within 30 days from the date the court acquires jurisdiction over the accused. For purpose of pre-trial, the primary purpose of the pre-trial are to consider plea bargaining, where the accused may plead guilty to a lesser offense for a lighter penalty. Then to stipulate facts, agree on facts to avoid unnecessary proof. Then to determine if there are admissible evidence and agree to their marking. Then to waive objections to the admissibility of evidence. Then to identify other matters that will promote a fair and expeditious trial. Pre-trial order. After the pre-trial conference, the court issues a pre-trial order summarizing the action taken during pre-trial, then the agreements or stipulation made by the parties, the evidence marked and considered admissible, then the issues that remains for trial. Rule 119, trial. The trial is the stage where the prosecution and defense present their evidence, examine witnesses, and argue their case before the court, which will then decide the guilt or innocence of the accused. Time to prepare for trial. After arraignment, the accused is given at least 15 days to prepare for trial. The trial must commence within 30 days from the receipt of the pre-trial order. Order of trial. The trial generally follows this sequence. A prosecution case. The prosecution presents evidence to prove the guilt of the accused beyond reasonable doubt. Defense case. The defense presents its evidence and calls witnesses. Witnesses are cross-examined by the prosecution. Rebuttal, answer, rebuttal. Both sides may present additional evidence to refute or clarify issues raised by the opposing party. Final argument. Both parties present their arguments, summarizing the evidence and their positions. And judgment. The court evaluates the evidence and under a decision. Demurrer to evidence. After the prosecution rests its case, the accused may file a demurrer to evidence. If they believe the prosecution's evidence is insufficient to prove guilt, if the court grants the demurrer, the case is dismissed and the accused is acquitted. If denied, the defense proceeds with its evidence. Rule 120, judgment. Judgment on the case. After the trial, the court must render a judgment based on the evidence nga i-present during the trial. The judgment is rendered either a conviction. Conviction is the accused is found guilty of the crime charged, and the acquittal, the accused is found not guilty and the case is dismissed. Form of judgment. Judgment must be in writing and signed by the judge. The judgment must clearly state the facts of the case, the finding of the court, including the evidence and the law applied, the decision whether the accused is guilty or not guilty, the penalty to be imposed if the accused is found guilty, or an acquittal if not guilty. Contents of the judgment. The decision the court must indicate whether the accused is guilty or not guilty of the charges. If guilty, the judgment must include the penalty to be imposed, which is based on the law applicable to the defense, the offense, any offense, or any mitigating or aggravating circumstances that may may affect the penalty if not guilty, and the accused is acquitted. And the judgment must state that the prosecution filed to prove the guilt of the accused beyond reasonable doubt. 121 New trial consideration. Grounds for a motion for new trial. A motion for a new trial may be filed by the accused or the prosecution under the following conditions: new and material evidence, evidence that was not available during the original trial, which could materially affect the outcome of the case; errors of law, significant errors made by the court that substantially affect the fairness of the trial or the result; effect of motion on the judgment. Motion for new trial: if the granted, the judgment is set aside and a new trial is ordered. This essentially restart the trial process. Motion for recommendation: if granted, the original judgment may be reversed, modified, or affirmed based on the issues raised in the motion. Rule 122, appeal. Who may appeal? The accused may appeal a judgment of conviction, whether the penalty is death, reclusion perpetua, or life imprisonment. When to appeal? An appeal must be filed within 15 days from the promulgation of the judgment. How to appeal? To initiate an appeal, a notice of appeal must be filed with the trial court. This notice informs the court and the other parties, both prosecution and or defense, of the intent to challenge the judgment. The notice must clearly indicate that the appellant seeks to appeal the decision, and it must be filed within the prescribed 15 days period. Rule 123, procedure of municipal trial court. Municipal trial courts or MTC handled criminal cases involving offenses punishable by the imprisonment of not more than 6 years or a fine of not more than 6,000 pesos for the offenses within their jurisdiction. By filing complaints, criminal complaints, or information of the offenses falling under MTC jurisdiction may be filed by the prosecutor, complainant, or even a private offended party. A municipal trial court also handled a preliminary investigation for cases within their jurisdiction, except for those especially assigned to a higher courts. Issuance of warrant of arrest. A municipal trial court judge may issue an arrest warrant if there is sufficient evidence and probable cause to believe that a crime has been committed. and arraignment, the accused is informed of the charges against them and is asked to enter a plea, guilty or not guilty. And trial procedure. The municipal trial court proceeds with the trial where both parties present their evidence, the prosecution and defense. The court will evaluate the facts and law to determine whether the accused is guilty or not. The court may also issue a judgment of acquittal if the evidence presented by the prosecution is insufficient to prove guilt. 124 Procedure of Court Appeal. Title case: in all criminal cases appealed to the Court of Appeals, the party appealing the case shall be called appellant, and the adverse party the appellee, but the title of the case shall remain as it was in the court. Motion for reconsideration. If either party is dissatisfied with the decision, they may file a motion for appeal for reconsideration within 15 days from the promulgation of the decision. The motion must specify the grounds for consideration, such as errors of laws or facts and the appellate court's judgment. If the motion is denied, the decision becomes final and executory unless an appeal to the Supreme Court is filed. Rule 126, Seize and Seizures, Search Warrants. A search warrant is under order and ratings issued in the name of the people of the Philippines, signed by the judge and directed to a peace officer. Personal property to be seized. Search warrant to be issued for search and seizures of personal property. First is subject of the offense, stolen of, embezzled, and other proceeds or fruit of the offense, used or intended to be used the means of committing offense. Validity of search warrant. A search warrant shall be valid for just 10 days from its date. Seizures of property. Seizures. The law enforcement officer may seize items that are especially mentioned in the warrant. Contraband or evidence of a crime found during the search. If evidence not listed in the warrant is found and it is in plain view, it may still be seized. If it is evidently connected to the crime, search and seizures without a warrant. Exemption to the warrant requirement. A search or seizures can be made without a warrant in certain circumstances, such as consent. If the person gives voluntarily consent to the search and hot pursuit, if a crime has just been committed and law enforcement is in immediate pursuit of a suspect. The exigent circumstances, if there is an immediate danger to life, destruction of the evidence, or other urgent situation. Incidental to arrest. When a person is arrested, law enforcement may search in the person and the immediate area without a warrant.